Good morning. It is now Sunday morning, almost 8 o'clock, which means I have a couple of hours, almost, I'd say 2 hours until the PMB contest. So I'm going to go to that and see what the results are for who wins this here contest, which I'm interested to see what the results are, what people have to offer. But the new rules in place, and I actually took a look at them before I entered it, entered my submission that I showed Selfie and Tyler and my family, is that hopefully the limitations they put on, like one video, and so thankfully, let's hope we don't get another one of those stupid little videos that basically, okay, so I never showed it in the vlogs last year, mostly because of copyright claim, but here's the story. A while back, somebody, the rules were more chilled out and said you could submit up to 5 PMVs or so. Well, there's this one guy who decided they're going to splice in scenes from Jurassic World and then Photoshop the characters with the, I'd say it's the customized velociraptors they have, or I forget what the name of the giant T-Rex is, but it's definitely like that weird style. I don't know how they did it. I mean, the person I was sitting behind basically just was like, "Is that your PMV?" I'm like, "Not me. I wouldn't even do anything like that. Hell, I'm not even that pro at Photoshop." Which is somewhat true because, I don't have the Adobe I don't have much of the Adobe stuff. I mean, sure, I've got one of the early versions of Photoshop, but that still means I'm not used to, at least I never worked with Photoshop. There was a photo class in high school, but never took that. Instead, what I did was I took the video and broadcasting courses my junior and senior year in high school. And we actually used the Sony, well, technically now it's Magix, but before that it was the Sony Movie Studio lineup. And, and I was so used to Sony Movie Studio that my classmates were actually going up to me and just asking me for help on their little videos, which I was glad to help out because, well, at the time I was doing my movie reviews and I was making the best out of Vegas. I mean, even then I had early PMVs I made that were based upon the little campfire tunes from the Red Green show. No one understood why I did that. It must have been because of freshman year and it was winter and not much to do, so put on some Red Green and sit back and relax. And that's sort of kind of what I did. I think I watched the first 3 seasons of Red Green show and just fell in love with the show. Really loved it. But anyways, for the most part, I'm going to be sort of kind of heading out now. So I'll see you guys sometime out in the hall and whatnot. pretty much a good way to start the Confloor vlog. I am super excited for two of these panels, and you already know which the two I'm excited for. The PMV contest and reflecting on convention memories. Which, hopefully, because I heard that selfie was a little bit worn out a bit because of what was going on, that, because from what I hear, he was partying last night after the Denny's thing last night, and so he's a little bit worn out and a little bit groggy, but hopefully he remembers that the panel's going to happen, so he can get up here and we can set up and pray to the heavens I get my plug for my camcorder because, well, my camcorder, the laptop I brought because, well, I accidentally left it at home, haha. I hate when that happens. But anyways, yeah, this is a lot better. But hopefully, all goes well today for the final day of Everfree, but also the PMV contest. If the Space Pony wins, I'll let you know. But it's going to be one big hell of a miracle if my PMV wins. That is, people enjoy it. But I mean, the familiar, like, I think how Red won was because it was like because his song was something everyone was familiar with. I mean, they heard Billy Joel before, and like that one played at Everfree during their broadcast, which, if you go to their page, it's sort of, they kind of cut out the PMV, but that's because Sony has a strong copyright against it. But again, there's that little style that just makes it so popular. But even I had to make two versions of those videos. One where it's uncensored, so those that can view the video is up for viewing, and then another version for the international people, just to say, I'll redirect you to this portion of the video Sony did not allow you to see. So that's pretty much what I had to do to make it work, but for making things work for this convention, not very easy. Not in the very least. But he won two of them. He did We Didn't Start the Fire and I'd say Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon. Yeah, like, there was two that he winded up winning. Best Dance was Walk the Moon with Shut Up and Dance, which is a very catchy tune, and then the main one that won the grand prize is We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. But yeah, it'd be one big miracle if I win this PMV, which hopefully the other contestants are good, and thankfully, because of the new limitations to the rules, at least the person that made that T-Rex video last year with Photoshop and everything, at least they limited that to one video per entry.
You said turn off the whole sound system?
And pray to everything. Well, actually, we don't have to pray, and we won't win anyways. But at least let's hope there's a good PMV that will play it, that'll win and be at the closing ceremonies. And I look forward to seeing how people will react to the PMV that I made. I put a lot of work and a lot of effort into it that just made it work and was well worth it. So let's hope to that. I think when time comes, I'll, let's say Monday or Tuesday, I'll unlist the video because Will said I had to keep it unlisted, but I will upload the video. At least I'll unlist it and remind them that, and remind my watchers that I have a PMV, but also I may do that to Equestria Daily as well. Submit that, and then it will be in the simple PMV compilation that they do at times. So pretty much that's the whole plan for it. Charming. Yes, because of a recent copyright blockage, apparently now Sony is stepping in and deciding, yeah, Teach the World to Sing? Yeah, no, that's not going up here on YouTube anymore. So, yeah, I have to remake this whole video just to add this. Stupid, I know, but what other way can I get around this? It's not like I could find a good cover of Teach the World to Sing on YouTube. But there is an alternative. I will have in the link in the description below a link to my library account with this reaction alone. So if you want to take a look at it there, please do. But back to the reaction, or at least the result of this whole thing. Like, what do you think of it?
I thought it was great, dude. Honestly, like, last year, I thought you were subpar. This year, it was like comparing, like, instead of just comparing like a 10 to 20 to 30, it was more like I'm actually comparing, like, somebody's up at a 99, then there's a 98, 97, 96. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, I want everybody to be up there, but it's like, I don't know who to choose.
I thought there's like a lot of talent, like between the fourth place and the third place. Like it was kind of hard. Like even the fourth place itself had like such a lot of talent and stuff put into it. Like a lot of them had like a lot of like you could see them like specifically find each scene to be as good as they could do, and they did a really good job. I thought they all did quite well, and I thought that the Luffy one is hilarious. I wouldn't expect to crack up at a PMV, but it was honestly amazing.
Again, you came back and like you took my advice from last year, and you spent a lot more time looking at it. Because I remember last year you didn't have any like lip syncing or anything, and this year you did a great job of that. And honestly, it was basically a coin flip between you and Thunder for third place. We're like, which do we choose? And it just came down to just like a bit better, just slightly more polished. It's like a 96 versus 97. Like you're just right there, just not quite. So honestly, if you keep doing it, I look forward to seeing what you can do in the future. As I said, it's not a matter of one is inherently worse than the other. What it came to with this is like the final level of polish on it. So, for example, it could just be that the transition didn't time up very well, or maybe the lip sync in this part wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah.
So as I said, like, you did a good job. Just keep at it, and honestly, you could be on the top one day.
It's like if one gets 96 and then one gets like 96.1.
So where are you?
It's like very, very close.
So I'm wondering kind of how could I have brought it up even better.
You did a good job though.
So I really
Which one was yours?
I believe it was,
animation effects. Some of the things that like
I think it was 4 or so.
wasn't 4 was.
Oh, okay.
So like one of the things is
Yeah. The one with the kind of like old-timey song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I didn't finish the notes. I was gonna pay. I really liked like how happy it felt, and like just the great feeling, and it really made me feel like happy watching it. Like that's what I think the whole point of the fandom is to feel happy, and you did a great job doing that. You captured that perfectly.
honestly, if you submitted this one last year, you'd have probably been second or third place fairly easily.
Yeah, well, I never thought about it until later on.
No, yeah, I mean, if you can't change the past, just change the future. Just keep working at it.
Yeah. Unless maybe I can consider doing something like, I don't know, like Simon Garfunkel or something, because like this is like a super old song from '71 that's based upon a Coca-Cola ad, as I told you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what you expect. It's just modify the lyrics and you've got that song. So I guess by this point I can now like put the video on public. Like already I'm thinking in my mind what'd be a good 3 to 5 minute song, and I'm like probably thinking right now maybe like something from Simon Garfunkel, something like maybe
Something I haven't noticed many people doing that you could do that might give you a leg up. It it might not. I mean, it all depends. Is if you have like a favorite, like actually like fandom song or something. Like say you really love like "Loyalty" by Acoustic Brony, or
That one's a big obvious. You could just put all clips of Rainbow Dash in there and consider that a PMV.
well, I mean,
I'm
you
an
don't necessarily
absolute.
have to, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general. So you can find songs that are like that are by the fandom too. Because I haven't actually noticed very many people submitting things in general with fandom songs.
Yeah, like actually,
And also, it doesn't have to have lyrics either. It can be an instrumental. You could do a dubstep song. You could do electronic. You can just do a piano solo. And if you have good scene choice, then it can still forward.
And another thing is one of the things we kind of judge on is if you can get really good on like if you're using Vegas or something to kind of like get the transitions into each other to kind of like go with the thing to make it like give it just a little bit more of an aesthetic appeal. Then we look for that as well.
Yeah. I'm actually. I have Sony movies. Sony. Why do I keep calling it Sony? It's Magic's. Because Sony no longer has the rights for that. It's now Magic's movie. I have Magic's movie studio. I have been using that since high school, and even in the early days when I joined the fandom, I've made a couple of PMVs, but mostly I just try and get practice based upon, like, just yearly. It's like, okay, PMV, beginning of the year, let's think of a PMV. I gotta stop doing that and actually start making a song, like, before they announce it and before the beginning of the year.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's like we're not necessarily going to change rules. I don't know if we're going to have a PMV contest next year because they sound like they weren't wanting to continue it because it's falling off in the community. But honestly, the show up we had today, it's like I feel like we could continue it because we had a pretty good turnout today. Like I don't remember it being this big last year. Didn't it feel like there were a lot more people in the audience this year?
Yeah.
I'm surprised at the turnout.
Yeah, it was really big. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Like I could do maybe Forever Free Brony or something next year.
Yeah. And I said, like, you don't need to. It's just something to think about too, because you have like a huge amount of options there, and like if you have like favorite artists, if you connect to it more, then it'll also give you more inspiration to make it as good as a video as you can. Because if you think of it this way, if you care about something a lot, then you're going to be willing to pour an effort. But if you don't care about it, like say you just choose a song because you think it'll work for it, not because you like it, then when you're listening over and over and over again, trying to edit it and get it to work well, you're going to get kind of sick of it and you might just cut corners or just say, eh.
Yeah.
Hey, Macarena.
Oh wait, no. We gotta do the ultimate dance.
Oh God, the dab.
There's a picture of like all of you guys.
And the fake butter just leaves.
Got it. Yeah.
There's a picture of like all of you.
I am, therefore I'm a strange. I am Patty's best bud. No, Chris. Chrysalis. Best bug. For sure. Oh yeah. Best bug.
The ultimate dance. No, guys, I'm Tuxedo Man.
Best bud.
You have a lot of interesting stuff with the guys, with them, especially since you caught him biting the blue guy in the blue suit, biting my neck yesterday. Remember that? You caught him biting my neck yesterday?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Because I know the guy in the blue suit.
I actually met them sometime during the gala.
Yeah, I met him back at BronyCon in August.
Nice.
The other two I don't know, but they're fellow friends.
The music accompaniment makes it feel like an old stage play.
No. Guys,
I remember that from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was
Try
my
to attack Dusty
childhood.
Cat.
What happened to this generation?
Yes.
Cartoon.
Where is he?
He was right there in the yellow hat.
Go back to that. I feel like I'm being stopped somehow. Are you? I remember you were here last year.
Yeah.
Because you're down in California.
Yeah. I'm Southern California.
Oh no!
Oh no. He's surrounded by otter.
It was all a declare.
Just like change the
Such good fluffies.
Alright, I'll keep an eye out.
But sorry guys, I got a better shot.
Anything.
Hope you don't mind, I recorded all
Successful attack, boys.
Yeah.
We have Palace
Alright,
Dusty
man.
cats.
I'll stay for that. Have a good one.
I will not get called out upstairs.
That's enough of that.
You trying to make me be a wet t-shirt?
Secret Agent Fluttershy.
Yes.
I was expecting you to throw it on the ground and go, another!
I should have. That'd be great.
This be like 4 and whatnot.
I'm good. That was good. Thank you very much. I'm just checking around.
Still impressive armor right there.
Thank you. I wish I was wearing my Sabotage, the shoes, but the straps broke off of them.
Yeah.
A little upsetting.
Hey, when cosplays do that.
This plush. How cute she is. She's got hoopsies that are covered in socks. Hoopsies. Hoopsies. Marshmallow hoopsies.
No, I think it's the shot. Oh, they do come off.
It's a marshmallow. It's a marshmallow hoof.
Looks like it looks like Samba is doing something over there.
Honestly, I think he's doing nothing. Just like in the show. Am I right? Huh?
It happens.
Pardon.
So how's Everfree Northwest been for you?
It's been fantastic. Good sales, good friends, great concerts. It's been a good time. I'm exhausted and sleep deprived. And it's been a good time.
Anything you look forward to in the future?
Sleep.
Sweet.
Sleep. I look forward to future cons that I'm not allowed to say I'm performing at yet. I'll say them to a couple close friends, but I gotta wait until the cons announce it.
Yeah.
Or con, singular, I don't know. But I'm excited. And I'm excited to take this Rainbow Dash home with me. Because the guy who lent this to me made a terrible mistake. He is not getting this back. Best pony. Feel free to boop her snoodle. Suckies!
All the questions. That's what I do every
No.
keeping it fucking going. Ideas and then it like comes perfectly.
Why? This is a sock. It doesn't go on the head.
Musician panels, and I like have like a specific question for like every musician.
Oh no, it just seems like a hilarious opportunity.
Hoopsies. You like hoopsies?
Anyways.
I didn't bring my special badge.
Alright.
This weirdo right here.
So is this the new member of Fire Team?
Oh yes, this is one of our more recent additions, Sunburst Spartan.
Yeah, that's weird. Feel better?
Spartans versus dinosaurs.
Howdy. I'm sorry he disarmed me. Oh.
Quick, dance on his corpse. There we go.
You said dance on his corpse.
It's always so perfect to see you here at Everfree.
Hey, friend. How's it going?
Yeah, okay. How about you?
Not bad, not bad. Let's get a few beans. Few beans stickers.
From Meat Chip in there?
It's supposed to be Starlight Glimmers, or Sunset Shimmer.
Nope. Sunburst.
Okay, hold on. Can somebody please?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I love Sunburst. I love these Halo Pony crossover costumes. I mean, they look fantastic. I'm sorry. I mean, it looks so accurate to the video game, and plus they got the colors and the markings up from the show.
Like, there's like another batch of it's like
What's up?
Sorry. Did you guys ever go to that photo?
like there's like another set, Task Force Chaos.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they. From what I remember, they like take some of their designs from Destiny, another Bungie game.
This guy did Octavia. I could use his picture too. Okay, turn the flash on, please.
Yeah.
I gotta take
That is one perfect Octavia right there. Mr. Silverquill here.
Hello.
Got him drawing my friend's OC. Like, kind of like, the idea for that is, it's based upon the question I asked during the 6 Degrees of Pinky. I wound up asking Andrea to, like, if she could, like, sort of unleash her inner Pinky to answer the question. See, this basically said in Pinky's voice, sure.
Let's see.
You know, and then he got into it.
I'm sorry.
He came out here a while ago, and he was like,
Maybe tap it a little to get the light
there we go.
working.
have my stuff from when we were kids.
Battery saving part.
Play with them out in the woods.
Androids.
Figure out how much all that would have been worth now.
I'm afraid I sold my soul to...
Yeah, I'm on a...
I think I'm subscribed to you. Because your Pony OC is wearing that exact hat.
Yeah. Mini Firm right here. He's an example of my OC.
Oh, I'd recommend, if I can name drop here, also to the folks at home, Plushy Pup Studios. They're the folks who made Silver Quill here.
Cool.
So you can find them on Twitter. Although I get it backwards sometimes. It's Plushy, I believe it's Plushy Pup, but it might be Plushy Puppy. There are puppies and there's much plush to be had.
Oh, curious question. I was hoping to see the Blue Team's demo mare.
Oh, Sweetie Blue?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where she's at right now. Probably checking out panels.
If I see her, I will.
Thank you very much.
That is starting to look good so far.
Huh?
That's starting to look good so far.
I'm glad.
Essentially, my friend really likes Pinkie Pie.
Well, why not? She's warm, friendly, kind. Sometimes her enthusiasm blinds her to the situation, but once she knows she done wrong, she'll work hard to fix things, make it right.
Like, it's sort of kind of imagined like Pinkie after saying, when she says that she's open for apprentices at Sugar Cube Corner.
Well, I imagine she'd be looking for ponies that knew how to had culinary skill, but were also interested in having fun. I mean, I imagine that Pinkie wouldn't just be looking to train a baker, she'd be looking to train a party pony, an entertainer, perhaps someone to spread a little more joy across Equestria.
Oh, no, that's pretty cool right there.
Oh yeah, I've been showing this off to people, and everyone's really shocked by it. An electric eraser, which sounds very silly. It just spins the eraser for you. But it's really helpful. It offers greater control, and I think makes a cleaner erase than if I do it by hand.
Yeah, this would make my friend absolutely proud. I sent him on Skype the footage from the panel of me asking the question to her, and it felt like he told me that he felt like he had gone to heaven after that footage I showed him. Actually, I sort of kind of like the art style you have going for what you do for the photos and the videos.
Well, I've had some fun drawing Pinkie Pie. Thank you. Thanks to Pinkie Pie Says Goodnight.
Yes. As I said before, I love the Pinkie Says Goodnight stuff.
It's funny, it was Pinkie Pie's micro comic that made me remember the tradition and how that's just sort of a part of what we enjoy. Tradition, tradition, tradition. Thank you, KP.
Maybe that should be my cue, not yours.
KP.
As a person of the Jewish descent, I feel like I have dibs on that one.
Well, as someone who's tone deaf, I need to sing more so I can make everyone really annoyed.
You did a good job.
Thank you. So, all right, this is just this. This is the pencil work. Does that look acceptable?
That actually looks pretty good.
I appreciate you saying so.
Always the most important part of the vlog.
You think Electric Eraser should actually pay me for advertising at this point? I've been showing this off all weekend. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's Electric Eraser! KP was like, it's an Electric Eraser, oh my god, it's better than John Delancey! No, we're going by Fox News rules. You're guilty until proven innocent.
And this is the style that you somewhat see in the title card and in the show, whatever he does.
All the things that I do. So, are we looking Centipippius?
Yeah.
All right, that's $5. Picture is promised.
Alright, so the drawing of the friend, which absolutely looks perfect. Once I send this to Discord, he will flip. Like, this is really amazing. Okay, better get away from the copyrighted music so I don't get tagged. But yeah, this is amazing right here. I'll have to forward this to my friend. Probably scan it or whatever when I get back home, and I'll have that all set up. So I guess it's almost 15 to something, so I'm gonna make this quick. I'll head back to the room and whatnot and drop this drawing off. So a few seconds and you'll see the Luna room in a few secs. Pirates of the Caribbean. And yes, I actually saw one of the movies. But of course it's before the movie that I'm familiar with the tune. Yeah. Easily recognize that from a mile away. Oh, good. Now I can finally end it.
Be a wild couple weeks.
So the con just finished up the convention memories panel. It's kind of cutting close to this.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Dusty.
How'd you like it?
I liked it, dude. You did a great job for your first panel, man.
Thanks.
Of course.
Hope I can do it next year. But again, the storm's coming in fast. I better get moving.
Watch out, Doc. I'm looking.
Oh, good. I didn't miss it. So, better find a seat quickly.
This is the theme for this year, so it was all coincidence.
Oh, boy.
There will always be conventions as long as it has a fan base. MLG is no exception. It's a show we all embrace.
If I can, yes, I will definitely come back. Absolutely, yeah, the more the merrier. I remember.
And so ends another year of Everfree Northwest. This is 2019, or 2018, I should say, of Everfree Northwest. And oh boy, what a big year it was for this convention. Never expected much to happen here, but a lot has happened. But the ending spiel should really sum it all up, but as they just announced the next set of characters, we got Kelly Sheridan, Starlight Glimmer, but we also got Vincent Tong and Shannon Kent, who is the singing voice of Pinkie Pie, but also Vincent Tong is the voice of Garble in the show. So, free guest, that's impressive. The last 2 years we've had about maybe one guest announce and then the rest later, but this is the first time that we've ever had a guest announcement for free people. Free people, no less. Like, that is impressive. Like, Everfree has managed to pull off all expectations. I love this convention no matter what. Nothing will put me in despair to
They were wrong. They've already sold it.
to get me to stop going to this convention. Because pretty much this line con is almost over.
Oh, it's over. It's alright. It's still going, man.
Yes.
But the registration.
Line Con alert. Fire Alarm Con 2018 was thankfully not lit.
Alright.
Well, anyways,
I want to go to the feedback panel.
I guess for now,
Alarm Con 2018.
I'm in line for pre-reg, so I gotta get I gotta get the financier down here so she can help register for the con. I don't know whether or not that we're gonna go up to a higher perk sometime after this convention, but it's sort of kind of worth a try. I mean, it doesn't hurt to see what happens in the next few months to see whether or not we can do, whether or not we can do a higher perk. I hope we can try to get patron, sponsor, maybe the tree of friendship or the diamond and gold sapling, just whatever is the highest perk possible for this con. If that works out for me, as well as for the people that helped me get to this convention, as well as many others, that'll be one big whole miracle. If we can pull off the patron or sponsored plus above all of that and even get the high perk, who knows, but it's like a long shot to the friendship perk. I mean, just really, that's a long shot, but at least there's a hotel room that's thrown in for free, so that's a plus. But, Everfree Northwest has officially ended. I'm in LineCon for registration for Everfree 2018. I'm excited, and I guess that's it, and I will pre-reg, try to give feedback on some of the things I like and dislike, if I can remember them properly. And from there, I guess I'm in the wrong line. These lines are too confusing. But anyways, if I wind up with a higher perk, that'd be one big miracle. I hope for the best next year, and I hope that the con goes super well next year. Simo definitely pulled off a lot, lots of fun stuff, and push this con to be probably the farthest and the best convention they could ever have. Scott has done a good job, Tails has done a good job, Simo has done a good job. Without these three or more, Everfree Northwest wouldn't be happening, possibly. And I guess, since we have a new code, I guess I can now shop on Amazon and then donate some of that to Everfree Northwest to help them put on more conventions like this.
So each con, so that's something. So each con, I'm slowly filling up my book.
But with that in mind, I guess that's it for now. So see ya sometime afterwards, after I get registered and whatnot. So see ya. So, as soon as Everfree started, soon it's all just gonna be nothing. Nothing but sitting desks, a big open conference room, and if anything in general, you pretty much have. Soon, almost a year, we will be returning for more Everfree. Just got 1 year. Going fine.
Excellent.
Con vlogs.
The con is complete. The logs are at an end, perhaps. This could be our last log. If you don't hear from us again, live long and dash apples.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah, this place is just... Okay, so I don't know what the original version of this DoubleTree would look like before, like, the convention actually begins and whatnot. Like before the actual, like, setup of everything. But I can guarantee you it'd probably be a little less tables from everything. I may just have another thing where next morning we'll show what the pre and after stuff is. And no, it's just probably good.
Tomorrow. I'll probably just be in the lobby here for a little bit.
Anime and chill.
Dude, like yesterday I've been up since like, yesterday I went to sleep at like 7 or 8.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I was here for and, you know, that stuff.
Guess we call this a night and a good convention. See you around, Tails.
See ya.
Oh, I'm worn out, man. Yeah. So that was day 3 of the vlogs. I am worn out. Completely and utterly worn out. Like, pretty much as of right now, oh god, it's chilly in here. I just don't, there's not much to do except for the evenings, just hung out with friends, talked for a bit, about past conventions, what the experiences were back then. But for the most part, it was just worthwhile talking about previous conventions of the past and even what to expect out of the future. But yeah, it's like day 3 is always the one that gets everybody down, even me. But at very best, it is a modest time, but also it's kind of sad for children because it's school. That means after the con, it's time to go to school until a certain amount of time happens. But Yeah, depending on which district you are, it either gets out in May or it gets out in June. Which, where I've lived, it gets out in June. So I guess with that in mind, day 3 of the Everfree vlogs is now complete. So, just want to say, see you guys in the next final day for the concluding part of the Everfree vlogs, which means one thing. Goodbye.